Good afternoon, board members, college staff, visitors, guests. The time is 6:01 p.m. on this, the 31st day of March 2022, and I call this meeting of the Laredo College Board of Trustees to order. Mr. Delgado, can you say our prayer, and Judge Martinez, the pledge of allegiance, please? Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Loving and gracious God, you're indeed the giver of all good gifts. And we thank you today for all your blessings, for the successful outcomes of our college events, and for all of our faculty, our staff, and most importantly, our students. We ask that you bless them abundantly as we continue to seek your wisdom, your guidance, your courage, and your strength. Be with us in our deliberations and help us to be wise in the decisions that we make for the good of all those who have placed their trust and, most importantly, their confidence in our leadership. Grant us the insight to lead with integrity so that our decisions may reflect what is right and what is good. Keep us from short-sightedness and pettiness. Help us to make the decisions that are good for all of those and guard us from all blind self-interest. Dear Lord, grant us the humility to always seek your will in all that we do and all that we say. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Thank you, gentlemen. Ms. Ramos, could you please call roll?
Yes, ma'am. Lupita Cepeda,
Present.
Jorge J.D. Delgado,
Present.
Jackie Levin Ramos present, Cynthia Mares, absent, Mercurio Martinez Jr.,
Present.
Dr. Henry S. Carranza,
Present.
Esteban Rangel,
Absent.
absent, Karina Elizondo, Gita Cantuvela.
Here.
Ma'am, you have a quorum.
Thank you. Let the record show that a quorum of board members is present, that this meeting has been duly called, and that notice of this meeting has been posted in accordance with the Texas Open Meetings Act. The next item we have is the approval of the minutes of the regular board meeting of February 24th, 2022, and special board meeting of March 22nd, 2022. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
So moved.
Second.
So I have a motion by Ms. Ramos, and I have a second by Mr. Delgado. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next item I have is public testimony. We do have someone, so I'm going to go ahead and read the guidelines. An individual's comments to the board shall not exceed 3 minutes per meeting. When there are 6 or less speakers scheduled, the board president may extend each speaker's time to 5 minutes. Time may not be ceded from one speaker to another. The board president may also limit the total amount of time for public testimony, but not to less than 30 minutes. The speaker may not speak on personal or student matters that refer to individuals by name or title. After a speaker's comments, the board president shall make whatever response, if any, or take whatever action, if any, is deemed appropriate to handle the matter. Such response or action may include the following: referring the matter to the college president for action or for further recommendations, referring the matter to a later meeting or to a board committee for further discussion or study, indicating that the matter shall be taken under advisement. If the board president determines that a person has not attempted to resolve a matter administratively, the person shall be directed to the appropriate policy for attempted resolution before bringing the matter to the board. The person that we have is Christy Lansford.
Good evening, board members, administration, and all faculty and staff who are in attendance. Well, I'll just keep this quick. I just wanted to present another angle, something else to think about. There was a headline, and I'll never forget reading the headline on December 8th. It was the day after the Board of Trustees decided, they voted 5-2 to reinstate some of the athletics. And the headline was, "There's no degree in soccer at LC." And that was the headline in the paper again. I mean, it was in the paper again today. While that is true, we also do not offer degrees in English, chemistry, biology, math, engineering. We offer associate's degrees. Our students acquire their associate's degrees and they transfer to the 4-year level. And then that's where they acquire their biology degrees, their math degrees. Does that, okay? So I just wanted to make that. And in the past couple of years, we've focused so much on the nursing shortages, the technological shortages, all of the trades, all of that. There's also a teaching shortage. There's a huge teaching shortage. And that is what I focused on a lot in the previous things that I've said, is that's what we're creating teachers. So while our students may not major in softball or soccer or baseball, if they're going to coach and teach, they'll major in kinesiology. And if they're going to be a teacher, they'll receive their degree in kinesiology, go through the same student teaching process as the other teachers. And so it's just a different major in other words, and the playing experience is what gives them that internship. And actually, and there was they just developed a new task force, so they just extended the task force on on addressing the teaching shortage. And the chair, who is a math teacher at the Dallas ISD, he stated, the reason I got into education is because I believe that a student's zip code shouldn't determine his or her fate. And you've all heard me say that that's where our student athletes are. This is their opportunity. I'm sorry, I'm over. I'm sorry. Okay. I ran out of time. I'm sorry. Just wanted you to think of that. I'll just finish. I just want to correct one thing, and this is just because it's something that I've heard so many times that nobody attends our games. You know, I'm the only person on this campus and in this room that has been at every game that has ever been played on the LC campus. Our stands are full. There are chairs lined up all the way down the foul lines. Every game. But the biggest message is that it's opportunity. And that shouldn't be determined by zip code. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Vance. The next item is recognitions, communications, introductions of personnel, and new personnel actions for the month. The first item is 5A National Council for Marketing and Public Relations Paragon Awards Conference. Mr. Obed Guerrero.
Good evening, board members, President of the board, President Tijerina. It is my honor, of course, again, to introduce Nora Gasa, for the record, Vice President for Resource Development and External Affairs. It is my honor to introduce Mr. Obed Guerrero, who we all know well, but it's a very special occasion. He has wonderful news, of course, for you. So without further ado, our very amazing director.
Thank you.
Good evening, members of the board, Madam President, administration, staff, and friends, guests. Obed Guerrero for the record. If you recall, last month, I came before you and I expressed to you that I was going to attend a national marketing conference in Denver, and this happened last week. And we were nominated for in two categories, right? So Doesn't mean if you're nominated, you're gonna win. Competition at the national level is very fierce. And just a little brief description, the NCMPR Spartan Awards recognize outstanding achievement in design and communication at community and technical colleges. It is the only national competition of its kind that honors excellence exclusively among marketing and public relations professionals at two-year colleges. The 2021 Paragon Awards drew 1,719 entries from 232 colleges across the country, and these entries were judged by nearly 70 professionals from the marketing and public relations industry. Entries stretch from coast to coast, from Vancouver, Canada, all the way to Florida. And it's my honor to present to you two national awards for radio advertising and TV advertising. And here they are. And of course, I would like to thank everyone, the board, administration, Dr. Maricela, for all the great support. They let us work, they let us, expand our creativity, and this is the result. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Congratulations. Joe, want to say anything? Congratulations, Dr. Nora Garza, Mr. Guerrero and your team. And thank you, Laredo College, for also, congratulations to everybody. Thank you. Well deserved.
Congratulations.
Sure.
Sure. Of course.
Next item is 5B, Health and Safety Operations Center update. Dr. David Arizola.
Good evening, members of the board. Dr. David Arizola, interim provost and VP for academic affairs and compliance. I'm here today to give a special recognition to a team that was formed by this board about 22 months ago, right? So 22 months ago, at the onset of the COVID pandemic, several of our employees were displaced because of closure of programs, including coaches and members of the Camilo Prada Child Care Center, right? So, and what this board decided is to form a couple of teams, right? Some of those folks went off to e-learning. Others formed what we call the Health and Safety Operations Center. So in the 22 months that this team has been in existence, they have done many great things, not only for the college, but for the entire city, including predominantly vaccine drives. We have done several vaccine drives, vaccinated over 2,000 people. We actually even did a couple of, maybe one pet vaccine drive too. Water distribution drives during the boil water notice, distribution of personal protection equipment, distribution of COVID tests and vax t-shirts and contact tracing and overall, in the 2 years that the Health and Safety Operations Center has been existing, I'm proud to say that I do not think I can think of one case where COVID was transmitted on campus, right? That's probably the number one thing for us to hang out. That being said, we know COVID will never be over. It is time for the folks at Camilo Prada to go back to Camilo Prada, right? So those from the e-learning and those from the HSOC will, as of tomorrow, report back to that center, right? So I'm going to let Mr. Cano, who's our safety and risk manager, kind of do a little presentation because they have been under their direction for the last 2 years.
Thank you. Board, Madam President. Those in attendance today, I begin, Javier Cano, for the record, excuse me. I begin by identifying 7 values. And these values are loyalty to Laredo College, duty to the mission of the college, duty to serve those of whom they are given the responsibility for, respect, not only for themselves, but for others, selfless service, to look at the needs of those before their very own at times. Honor, the honor of serving side by side with each other, of learning new things, the honor of continuing and carrying the Laredo College vision, not only within the college community walls, but even those of the city. Integrity. Doing what is right in their beliefs and in our eyes to the best of their ability. And last but not least, personal courage. I can tell you that for everyone on the team, this, like for everybody here, right, this was a new challenge, something that none of us ever thought what we would come to see and face the way we did, at the magnitude in which we did. And with the backgrounds that this team had, they came together. And I tell you, board, administration, they not only met the expectations, but they exceeded them. They far exceeded them. And I can tell you today, I am very, very proud, extremely honored to have worked with these fine ladies and gentlemen. And for that, I would like to introduce them individually. So I will begin with item number 1. We have Mrs. Stephanie Moreno. Lima Flores. María de Jesús Chapa. Deborah González. Maricela Santos. Ana Orozco. Sandra Arredondo. We have in the room behind us Christy Lansford and Juan de Dios Ilana. So again, I go back to the personal courage value, right? That they all came together. We all came together, not knowing what the pandemic had brought us, not knowing what the day had brought us, not knowing what the months were going to look like. The processes, the procedures, I mean, everything was born and developed with us or amongst us as a nation, right? But specifically for us here in Laredo College and as a team. And again, board, Madam President, we all work as a team, executives. This is not done alone. I have many people to thank. I think I could spend the next 2 or 3 hours here talking about all the accolades that we accomplished, all the good things that we did. But I do tell you one thing, we all came together as a team and we all accomplished our mission. We all looked out for our vision and we kept the health and safety, of not only ourselves, but everyone in mind, and we did an outstanding job. So thank you, everyone here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening, Board. Dr. Elizabeth Rodriguez, Dean of Academic Innovation and Technology. I don't have a prepared speech like an eloquent prepared speech. I'm just going to speak from my heart. When the pandemic happened, at the time I was the director for the e-learning center. And so a lot of the work was tasked for our department to transition faculty to be fully online. And that was quite a task. Before I continue, I want the team to stand up so that they can be recognized while I speak, because these ladies, Sally and Sandra, when they came to our department, and we actually got 6 folks. One ended up moving to another department, and then 2 are actually going to stay permanently with the e-learning department as instructional designers. But when these ladies came to us, they had no idea what they were going to get themselves into, right? They had never even heard of the e-learning department. And we didn't even have time to sit down and train them like we would normally train a new employee. We just said, these are the things you're going to have to do. Here are some handbooks, here are some instructions. And, you know, we gave them the tasks that we needed to do, right? We needed additional personnel when we were asked to transition all of our courses fully online. And I just want to say that they took on the job without hesitation, with an attitude that I had never before seen in a person who is uprooted from something that's all they knew. I mean, they had been at Camilo Prada for years and years. They knew nothing except that. And so when I saw the attitude and the willingness to want to learn and to really infuse themselves and be part of the e-learning team, I mean, I wish I could keep them, right? I know Mr. Cano got really emotional, and that's how we all feel, right? We wish that we could keep these people, because it is so hard to find good people who are willing to work as a team and carry out the mission of Laredo College. And these individuals did just that. And we are eternally grateful for the service that they offered, that they gave, not only the e-learning center, but the college and our students as a whole. So I want to thank them, and I appreciate them wholeheartedly. We love you, and we're going to miss you.
Thank you.
We thank you, the board, for making that decision and bringing these teams together. Certainly thank Dr. Elizabeth Rodriguez and Mr. Cano for their leadership of these individuals and all of them for getting us to the pandemic. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
On behalf of the board, we thank you. We appreciate you. I know it was a difficult time for all of us, but like what Mr. Cano and Ms. Rodriguez just said, you all stepped up to the plate. You got the job done. We're very proud of the Laredo College family, and we appreciate everything you do for our college to continue our mission here at the college. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Anyone? Okay, next item is the Lamar Bruni Vergara Environmental Science Center Personal Recognition, Dr. Marisela Rodriguez Tijerina.
Thank you, Chair. Dr. Tijerina, for the record, I'm going to refer this item to Dr. Fred Solis.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen of the board, Madam President, President Tijerina. It gives me a great pleasure this evening to call attention to a group of individuals that have endured quite a bit over the last couple of years. When our environmental science director, Tom Miller, retired, many of us were left wondering, how are we going to replace such a man that knew pretty much everything about how to feed alligators and snakes, which none of us know how to do that, right? But fortunately, he had built a team around him that was able to carry on the flag while we were searching for the new director. And this evening, I would just like to call attention to the fact that this team has endured quite a bit. The center was in shambles when the windstorm hit, and we lost pretty much all the canvas coverings to the annual exhibits. And then shortly thereafter, we were hit with a freeze storm that, took a team effort to keep the animals in the exhibits warm. And so they've come through a lot. But tonight, we have been blessed with the hiring of a new director who has taken on the challenge of resurrecting the center to its glory that it once was. It kind of reminds me of the phoenix rising out of the ashes, because that's in essence where we started when this new director came into play. That, of course, cannot be done without the direction and the mentorship that's provided by the leadership of this person as well. So I'm going to start off by calling the dean of that area, Associate Dean Raquel Peña, if she can please stand to be recognized, who provides the direction for the center. And to the podium, I would like to call the new director, Ms. Bianca Brewster, who has taken on the reins of the center and has really stepped up to fill the shoes of a once known legend, Tom Miller. And so we expect great things from Ms. Bianca Brewster, and she has certainly proven herself since coming to us. I'll allow her then to introduce the rest of her team. Ms. Brewster.
Hello, good evening, and thank you very much for that kind introduction. Yes, we are pretty much still trying to catch up, right, to get it to where it was before, but obviously all that hard work and everything is pretty much accomplished together as a team. As far as my staff goes, I'd like to recognize let me start with my administrative secretary, Ms. Linda Tace. Ms. Tace is always running like 1,000 miles an hour every day, always trying to make sure that we don't miss anything. And I thank you for that, Ms. Tace. Our class coordinator, she's already doing our outreach for tours, so she's getting our calendar super busy for tours and field trips. And Ms. Valeria Juarez. And I do have also my lab tech, who is the lead in as far as leading the team as to our animals in regards to their diets, their exhibit, their enclosures, making sure that they have enrichment going on, and doing a lot of improvements. CJ, Cesar Soto. My lab tech assistant, Ricardo Rodriguez, he is also he assists CJ in whatever is needed, but he's also has taken the approach to bringing in, implementing new nutrition, new diets for our animals. He always is thinking out of the box and always brings me ideas, and I always love his ideas, so we bring them on board. And of course, Mr. Tovar, Juan Tovar, he is, if you see the center clean out of leaf clutter, everything trimmed, trees, grass cut, he's pretty much the one that is in charge of keeping our center beautiful, and as far as keeping it welcome. So we're a small team, but we are pretty much working overtime. We were given a month to pretty much catch up before we were allowed to open back in March 1st with permits and all that stuff, but we got it going, and we're looking forward to what is coming in for our new adventure. We will be opening up, doing a lot more events. I know you all might think, who's this lady, I mean, where did she come from? I do have, Mr. Miller was actually my mentor since 2005. So he pretty much took me under the wing, and I am not a Mr. Miller, but I aim to be a Mr. Miller one of these days. Yeah, so hopefully we get to make it a visiting point for out of towners and for visitors for Laredo. Thank you. Thank you.
Welcome, Ms. Brewster. I think this is the first time that we get to meet you as a board. I got to hear your presentation at a Rotary Club about the Environmental Center, so thank you. Thank you to all your staff for continuing the good work. I continue hearing from people that have already come by to see it. They've been excited and they plan to come back and continue visiting it. So as a board, we congratulate you. Keep up the great work that you're doing. Thank you.
Thank you.
And the next item is introduction of personnel actions. Dr. Marisela Rodriguez Tijerina.
Marisela Rodriguez Tijerina for the record, interim president. We have two employees that unfortunately could not be here today. Emmanuel Trevino, who is serving as our academic records specialist, and Ms. Ruby Moreno, who's our faculty secretary for computer technology. So definitely want to welcome them to our LC family.
Welcome. Thank you. The next item that I have is the Faculty Senate report. Mr. Cash, Masahani.
Good evening, Board President, Board members, administration, faculty, staff. Before I get this quick report started, I know the staff left, but I had a message for the staff of the HSOC area, but I'll deliver it to David, Dr. Arezola today. I just wanted to thank them for their hard work during that really difficult time. I remember when I myself got COVID, and it was at that time when you didn't know whether it was a death sentence or a cold sentence, found out it was a cold sentence, but Dr. Arezola, Dr. Rodriguez, and their staff made all of that smooth. I got COVID on a Friday. I was remote working on a Monday. So, and back here on a 2 weeks or something like that. So really was a tough time. And those folks really got us through. So if you can send that message from the faculty to them, that we really appreciate what they did for the students as well. Contact tracing during a very difficult time was an extraordinary endeavor, and it really kept a lot of us safe. So there was decisions that the board and administration made, but then there was the technical moving that paper, and these people did it, and it really saved some lives. So hopefully we can get that message to them, and I know they know that already anyway.
Yeah.
And to the e-learning team as well, who also helped us get through that transition and really answer the students' questions, because that was a really tough endeavor. So thank you all to the two areas there. So again, I said I'll make this report as quick as I can. A couple of things that I wanted to bring to attention. First of all, I think it's always a good idea to remind, in this case, the Board of Administration and the community here, who the leaders are of our Faculty Senate. And so since I haven't done this in a while, I just wanted to show you who our leaders are. Our secretary is currently Ms. Leticia Spillane, and she's a professor of government here at Laredo College, and previously was a professor of English and reading. So we're very happy to have her on board on the Senate. Our current vice president is Ms. Victoria Rodriguez, who's a professor of English here at Laredo College, a tenured professor of English. They're both tenured. And of course, myself, the president of the Faculty Assembly, Mr. Manson. I just wanted to bring to your attention that the Faculty Senate is actually ongoing in an election right now. I thought it'd be very interesting to share with you all something that I thought was really cool. What is interesting there is it's hard to read what's on there. And the fact that it's hard to read is actually a really good thing. Some of you on the board might remember a time when the Faculty Senate had its divisions and the faculty had its divisions, and getting candidates into the Faculty Senate was a difficult thing to do. And now not only do we have candidates, we have so many candidates, and we really brought the faculty together. It's the work of various years culminating in making the Faculty Senate a place where faculty want to go and want to join and want to run for office. So our first position there is for vice president. Our incumbent, Ms. Victoria Rodriguez, is running again, and another candidate from the Department of Mathematics, Mr. Cesar Santos, is also running. So we have a real race that will be decided in a few hours next morning, who I'll be working with. So I'll present to you either the same person or a new person in a few weeks. And you can see we have a lot of senators at large. These are candidates that represent the entire faculty. And 3 of these will win. We have 3 open positions. So again, I just wanted to convey how proud I am of our Faculty Senate's leadership in bringing in so much interest into the faculty when that was difficult at one point in the past. So I'm very proud of those efforts. And our election even has 9 proposals for the Constitution. Our Constitution is being amended significantly. So we have 9 proposals on there, from things ranging to whether tenure is required for certain positions and doing things in a new way. One of the things I bring to your attention is that we're making it so that more departments can actually participate in the Faculty Senate. so that we have more inclusion, more participation from the various areas. As you know, new departments are being created in Homeland Security, in cosmetology, and in other areas, and we are bringing them in, and they're excited to get involved. So I'm very proud of the whole slate of candidates there. I will take some credit for bringing the Senate together. As I was mentioning earlier, former board members will know there was a time when the Senate and the faculty were divided. So to have that many candidates is a very exciting turn of events in terms of where we're headed. I do want to thank the board for allowing faculty to be part of, and the administration to be part of the presidential search process. I do think that this committee that met and created 3 finalists presented to the board some of the finest options that the board has ever had to choose from. And the fact that there are 3 women on there, I think is incredible. And to be part of that, I'm very proud. And I'm also proud of the 2 other faculty who served on that, and the board members as well who served, because it allowed those faculty to learn what it's like to work alongside board members and committee members and community members. And it's very easy for people to complain about a lot of things, but once you actually get into the process and learn about that, it becomes a very different story. So I'm very proud of that involvement. And I'm glad to see we have these 3 women. So I look forward to bringing with us the faculty to these forums next week and see how that turns out. So again, just wanted to thank the board for including faculty in that process. And to see those 3 women is a good day for Laredo College as we move forward. So I'm very proud of our work. One update that I wanted to provide also involves the Center of Teaching Excellence and Learning. We brought that up to your attention a couple of times. I know there was a Student Success Committee that got a presentation by the administration on this. And I just wanted to give you an update on where this is headed. First of all, these are the members of the Center of Teaching Excellence and Learning. This is an organization on campus, a committee on campus that's working to bring the latest and best pedagogical methods to faculty in employing those strategies to teach their students to be more successful. And in that committee, we have from the left to the right, on the bottom is Ms. Lourdes Gutierrez, the professor of psychology, Ms. Michelle Perez, professor of government, Ms. Linda Ramirez, professor of government, associate professor of government, Dr. Orlando Patricio, professor of physics, and then we have Dr. Veronica Martinez, and the dean leading this effort is none other than Dr. Elizabeth Rodriguez, who's leading our efforts there, and then myself, who's the lead faculty on this project, Mr. Ncmpr again. And I just wanted to give you an update on what we've done since the last time you and I talked about this. We've come a long way since just talking about it. We just got done this last Friday with our first workshop, a workshop that was required of all faculty to attend. And it's the first part, so there'll be another part as well, and another part of the first part, several sessions. We had nearly 80 faculty who attended this workshop, and another 2 sessions will be offered in April, April 8th. And then a part 2 of these workshops will be later in April. Some of the topics explored on Friday with our faculty included communicating better and more effectively with our students, learning to be more present in online blended and hybrid courses. One of the things that we saw across the nation in online courses is these students feeling more and more isolated, as if though they were learning from a robot. And so part of our recommendations were how to show your students that you're there and that you're a real person and that they can reach out to you and be comfortable to talk to you. Talking about how to engage students with the material, how to increase participation, create better lecture videos, and use methods that would actually lead toward student success and increase the engagement that we see in the classrooms. So some of the topics that this center is going to be looking into in the future, which I'm really excited about, is how to teach this new generation, Generation Z learners. And that is tough. Let me tell you, I work at the high schools teaching. I just got back, and that's something I want to throw in. Some of us are starting to go back to the high schools, and I think that's probably something this board will be happy to hear. I called up Dr. Rodriguez and I said, you know what, I think I need to go back to the high school. This online stuff, you know me, I love online, but for these kids, it's not working. So I went over there and the kids were ecstatic. Another school found out I didn't go to them, and they said, we heard you went to VMT, why aren't you coming to see us? So I'm leading that charge to come back to the schools, meet our kids, and bring back the community one way or the other, even if we have to go out there. So how do we teach these Gen Z learners, these digital natives? And that's something we're going to be talking about with our faculty. How to address different styles of learning. Our students complain that sometimes our faculty around the country, per se, don't always teach in a way that meets the needs of all different types of learners. So we're going to look into how we can be better at that. And also create an academy for new faculty who will then be able to benefit from these trainings on their own at a self-paced online method. So I'm so excited about this center and thank the opportunity that I've been given by the Dean of Academic Innovation and Technology and the President, Marisela Rodriguez Tijerina, for the opportunity to be involved in that. I brought to you a message from this group. I don't know if it's going to play, and if they knew that I was playing this to you all, they would kill me. But here it is, and mind me being weird in this video. Okay, so that's good. You don't have to hear it. It just says, welcome to Center of Teaching Excellence and Learning. Just a preview video. Last but not least, I just wanted to highlight the endeavors of two faculty. I think it's important to recognize what some of our faculty are doing, as has been done before. The first faculty I'd like to highlight today is Ms. Leticia Spillane. Okay, she's our secretary, so this happens to be one of our faculty senate members. She is today, and I will have to excuse myself after this report because a handful of people from the college are being nominated today for the Jefferson Awards. So I apologize for leaving after this report, but I'm going to go help honor them. Mr. Cepeda, the former Ms. Carolyn Schlees, in terms of the former dean, and in this case, Ms. Leticia Spillane, professor of government, who was nominated by the Junior Achievement organization for her endeavors in that area. And having worked with Ms. Spillane, I know that she has a tireless commitment to help people learn. And she is a professional on a number of different areas in terms of people with disabilities, people with dyslexia. And so we're very proud to have her amongst our ranks. And the last faculty and the last thing on my report is I'd like to recognize the efforts of Dr. Main. Dr. Main was recently recognized as a trailblazer at Laredo College for being incredibly accessible and engaging to his students and creating a course design. I don't know about you all, but chemistry isn't something I think is easy. And for a professor to be recognized as someone who made the course easier by designing the course in a way that would be approachable, he sits behind and tutors students. He stays behind and helps students in any way that he can. He's involved in after-class activities like the STEM organization on campus. So it's my honor to recognize Dr. Meng for his contributions to this college. And I'm glad to have that opportunity. So thank you for the opportunity to present this report. Thank you.
Thank you and congratulations on the ones that are being honored. Appreciate the report. I'd like to recognize Ms. Cynthia Mattis, who is in attendance in our meeting.
I apologize.
No, that's okay. Say hello to everybody for us, Cash, since you're going to be going. I know, right? The next item is number 7, Associated Student Organization Report.
Good evening, Madam President, board members, Dr. Tijerina. My name is Fatima Ponce, so president for the record. I will be talking about how ASO, me in particular, was involved with the presidential search committee. It was such an honor, and I am very proud to have been selected and given the opportunity to be able to work alongside the board members, faculty, and everyone involved. It was a great learning experience, and it was such an honor. My second point is talking about how ASO is going to be participating and is participating currently at the moment with STEM Day. It's being taken place in the Kaizen Student Center right now. ASO is going to be working with the kinesiology department and will be with them in the kinesiology and wellness booth, which is taking place right now. So thank you very much for the opportunity to give this report, and thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Ponce. The next item is we have the consent agenda. We have 8A, approval of the purchase of computer equipment for the Center of Teaching Excellence and Learning. Mr. Cesar Vela.
Madam Chair, if I'm in order.
Chair recognizes Mr. Delgado.
Madam Chair, if I'm in order, I'd like to motion to approve all items under consent agenda 8A through 8G.
Second.
So I have a motion and I have a second by Ms. Ramos.
Yeah.
And by Dr. Carranza. Any discussion? None heard? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. The next item will be number 9, discussion and possible action. Number 9A, approval of a resolution recognizing April 22nd as Laredo College Community College Month. Ms. Jackie Levin Ramos. Yes. Oh, I read it, okay. So the joint proclamation, no, this is the talking points. Yes, can you read it, Mr. Delgado?
All right, resolution recognizing April 2022 as Laredo College Community College Month. Whereas there are over 1,000 of community and technical colleges, public and private, in the United States that have contributed enormously to the richness and accessibility of American higher education. Nearly half of all undergraduate college students in the nation today are enrolled in community college. And whereas by providing educational opportunities at costs and locations accessible to all who are qualified, community and technical colleges have greatly enhanced the opportunity for every ambitious student, young or old, to enter a post-secondary school program. As community-based institutions, our schools provide varied programs and offer specialized training for more than 1,000 occupations. And whereas this community is served well by Laredo College since 1947. Laredo College has been recognized by the Southern Association of Colleges and Schools Commissions on Colleges for its reaffirmed accreditation and as a level 2 institution. And whereas Laredo College is a learner-centered institution transforming students' lives through educational programs and services to fulfill the dynamic needs of its local, regional, national, and global community. Laredo College aspires to cultivate a learning, teaching, and working environment that facilitates student success and promotes institutional excellence. Laredo College offers credit and non-credit certificates, associate and baccalaureate degrees, and whereas Laredo College has reached a 32.2% graduation rate, one of the highest records for LC, as well as reduced the average time for students to complete their associate degrees. Laredo College aligns with the Texas Higher Education Coordinating Board 60 by 30 plan, Texas Success Center, Texas Pathway Project, and American Association of Community Colleges Pathways Project. In addition, our Quality Enhancement Plan, which focuses on digital learning, including adaptive learning, implementing co-requisite models, including Dana Center, okay, sorry, and creating an equitable, diversified, and inclusive environment. And whereas Laredo College has received numerous recognitions amongst our educational programs and services, Laredo College has been ranked by bestcolleges.com as the #1 best community college in Texas. In addition, Laredo College Associate Degree Nursing Program has been further recognized as ranked #1 in the state of Texas for 4 consecutive years. RNcareers.org has selected the LC-ADN program as tied for #1 ADN program in the U.S. NursingProcess.org has ranked the ADN program #1 in the state and in the entire Southwest region of the U.S. and has had a 100% passing rate for the past 5 years. And whereas in recognition of the important contribution of community and technical colleges of our total educational system, in 1985, the Congress authorized and requested then President Ronald Reagan to issue Proclamation 5418, establishing a National Community College Month. Now, therefore, we, the Laredo College District Board of Trustees, recognize April 2022 as Laredo College Community College Month.
Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
So I have a motion by Judge Martinez, second by Ms. Mares. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, Mr. Delgado, for reading it. The next item is 9B, approval of contract for metal roof restoration and bell tower improvements. The facility master plan phase 3 project, Mr. Cesar Vela and or Mr. Romero Vice.
Good evening, Madam President, members of the board, Dr. Tijerina, Cesar Vela, VP of Finance for the record. This next item is requesting board approval for a contract in the amount of $745,950 with American Contracting and Roofing for metal roof restoration and bell tower improvements at the South Campus. The contract is under by board, contract number 200-201. The funds are coming out of the Facilities Master Plan Phase 3 bond proceeds. As you may recall, the board approved the reallocation of $7.5 million to these projects. This was one of the projects that was identified as being needed. The scope of work that will be performed at the bell tower, we're going to have a Karnak base coat and top coat applied to the entire walls of the bell tower. Also, we're gonna be sealing the metal structure where it meets the brick wall. And also part of the work will include a standing seam metal roof that will be installed over the bell tower. The warranty on this particular work is a 15-year quality assurance warranty for the Karnak material with a 2-year contractor warranty. Also, the work includes the restoration of the standing seam metal roofs at the South Campus, and the work that will be performed, or the scope of work, includes applying Karnak matte reinforcing fabric at all labs, base flashing penetrations and parapet walls. Also applying Karnak base coat and top coat, and repairing all the metal decks and purlins. This particular work has a 20-year warranty on the Karnak product with a 2-year contractor's warranty. The work is expected to be completed in 4 months from the date that we give notice to proceed to the contractor. Currently, the contractor is performing work both at the South Campus and here at the main campus on the roofs of the buildings.
Chair recognizes Mr. Delgado.
Mr. Vela, American Contracting, and for this particular project, I understand it's a buy board contract, but since it's a buy board, it doesn't need to go through the bid process, procurement process?
That is correct, Mr. Delgado. The procurement process is actually handled through buy board. So this is one of the mechanisms that's available for us.
Were there any other contractors that, I guess, had submitted bids? Because I always see that it's American Contracting that's doing work at the South Campus, and I don't see any other contractors. Is there a reason
We
for
did
that?
not go out for bids. Again, we just attached to the buy board contract. Are there other contracts under buy board? Yes, there are other contracts. Again, the decision was being the nature of the time that has taken to complete this project, being that the contractor was already on campus, had the crew already available. That was one of the driving forces also to go ahead and proceed with the contract.
And this doesn't have, this is okay being under the master facility plan for phase 3, even though it's considered a new project?
Yes, sir.
Motion to approve.
Second.
So before I accept the motion, I'd like to recognize, Chair would like to recognize Mr. Esteban Rangel as present at the meeting. So I have a motion by Ms. Ncmpr. I have a second by Mr. Rangel. Any discussion? None heard. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, Mr. Vela. Next item is 9C, approve modifications to Laredo College Board Policy BBH Local Board Members, Conventions, Conferences, and Workshops. Ms. Jackie Levin Ramos.
Thank you, Madam Chair. For the board members, before you is the BBH local that we had spoken about in the last meeting. And these are some of the associations that we belong to as board members. And so we placed it on the BBH local in conjunction with BBG, which also provides different the approval and the expenditures go under BBG, but we're only focusing on BBH today, which is the local one. And we placed the Association of Community College Trustees and the different summits or conferences that are available, Texas Higher Education Coordinating Board, the Community College Association of Texas Trustees, the Texas Association of Community Colleges, and the National Association of Latino Elected Officials, which we are members, and we have passed that a couple of, I want to say about close to a year already. So we have also added that board members must submit notification of attendance to the board, and all conferences are allowed under this policy contingent on the availability of funds in the travel budget for trustees. If a board member wishes to attend an event not included in the approved list, the board member may request authorization from the board, and without prior board authorization, the college district is under no obligation to pay for the trip or its expenses. In addition, events, conferences not included in the approved list but submitted for authorization must be deemed by the board to be necessary or desirable in carrying out the educational functions of the college. Prepaid expenses include all meals as per college approved per diem. Lodging and transportation expenses will be considered prepaid by the trustee and reimbursed in accordance to college travel procedure and upon submission of receipts within 14 days of returning from a conference. Unallowable expenses include the following: illustrated but not inclusive of all unallowable expenses during an authorized trip by a trustee, gasoline or repair costs for personally owned vehicles, passports or passport photos required for foreign travel, inoculations required for foreign travel, personal expense items such as cleaning or laundry, alcoholic beverages, or personal entertainment. And I went ahead and reviewed some of the other policies that were out there for other colleges and kind of sort of incorporated the majority and the most important information we wanted to get as the conferences that were available for us as a group, as the trustees. And so I bring this before the board members to see if it's in compliance with, and you're in agreement with this.
Any questions?
Motion to approve.
So I have a motion by Ms. Mares, and I have a second by Mr. Delgado. Any discussion? None heard? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ramos. 9D is approval of commitment to action plan to the Texas Success Center. Dr. Maricela Rodriguez Tijerina.
Maricela Rodriguez Tijerina, interim president for the record. I definitely want to thank Mr. Esteban Rangel, who joined me recently in the Board of Institutes conference that we had early March. But also it aligned with the conference also that Ms. Mares and Ms. Ramos joined in September as well, which was hosted by the Texas Success Center. And I do want to point out that it does take a lot of time, because in these conferences, it's not just seeing presentations, it's looking at Laredo College data and then having team strategy meetings about what that data means to us and how we could drive better improvements on some of the data that we saw. And so I'm very proud to say that our newest program in this institute, it was to look at equitable student pathways to successful, high-value, high-demand careers and further education. So we looked at data as far as where our programs and our students were heading and whether or not they were gaining employment and good paying jobs. And one of the things that we noticed is Homeland Security. It's one of our newest programs, but yet it will immediately provide high earning paying jobs for our students. So again, thank you to the board for allowing us to always, add new programs that will benefit not only our community, but most importantly, our students also in gaining that quality education and most importantly, the earnings. So in part of this, they wanted us to submit an action plan, which is due actually tomorrow. And Mr. Rangel and myself, we did not want to submit it without the approval of the entire board. And it said the same message again about addressing equitable opportunities, how often we want to look at data. So again, I want to thank the entire board. Because of you all, we brought back the Student Success Committee which meets frequently to review this data and again, gain input from you all. I don't know if Mr. Rangel has any input, but.
Chair recognizes Mr. Rangel.
Thank you. Yes, first of all, I do want to say that, it was a good feeling to know that we went to this conference and a lot of institutions know Dr. Tijerina very well. And I was very happy on that I guess we are in really good hands with Dr. Tijerina once we go out there and she represents us. We worked on there were two team strategies. One of them we submitted right then and there because we didn't have to actually bring it to the board. The other one, like she mentioned, she went ahead and she recommended to send it over to the student success, to the student committee meeting. That way, the committee makes a recommendation and then just brings it to the board for final approval based on the main topics of it is for that committee. And then once that happens, we'll be able to submit it, but I think we are under crunch time for that, right? To be able to submit it. But overall, it was a very good, Dr. What was his name? Juan. He was remarkable. He did a beautiful speech that I guess just lifts you up to know that we all in this room and in this institution have a role to be able to take place for these students to be successful. If you're a board member, if you're a VP, if you're an educator, even the classified staff, we all take that little piece to be able to be a whole institution. So it was a really good speech that he made. I really did enjoy it. But overall, it was a good conference that we had, and hopefully we get to submit that team strategy from the committee that needs to be able to send off. Thank you.
All right. The chair recognizes Ms. Manis.
Thank you. Thank you for that information. I guess, and Ms. Ramos and I can feel like deja vu, because of the conference that we attended to, and it's so good to see that now things are coming together, as we move forward and intertwine all these things. And exactly what you've laid out as a plan is exactly what the Success Committee now is going to deal with at the next meeting. The equity, the challenges, the diversity, and everything else that's here. So I'm glad that we are moving already in the right direction, and that pretty soon this board will have some kind of action plan in terms of the role of the board. I mean, we know what staff has to do. They know their role in the institution in trying to set this plan, in action. But then I think the higher point to that, and it's been in these two conferences, is where does the board stand and what are you going to do, in terms of moving all of this forward and seeing what responsibility the board has. So that's going to be the ultimate achievement and goal for this, and the challenge for the board, but I trust that we'll get it done. And thank you all. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Motion to approve.
So I have a motion by Mr. Rangel. I have a second by Judge Martinez. Any discussion? Not heard. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. 9E is adopt a resolution supporting Crane Worldwide Logistics LLC application to become a usage-driven foreign trade zone number 94 designation located at 835 Hallmark Drive, Laredo, Texas, 78045. Dr. Marisela Rodriguez Tijerina.
Marisela Rodriguez Tijerina for the record. Just to let the board know that we received another notice from the city of Laredo in regards to another request. As Ms. Cepeda mentioned, the address is 835 Hallmark. And in your packet, you get the information in regards to the section again, when we talk about foreign trade zones. And then, of course, the resolution that needs to be submitted.
Do I have a motion? So I have a motion by Dr. Carranza. Do I have a second? I have a second by Mr. Rangel. Any discussion? None heard. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Aye.
So I have one opposed. That's it. Motion passes. Thank you, Dr. Theodina. 9F is discussion on Laredo College website and implementation plan. Mr. Esteban Rangel.
Yes, I'm gonna go ahead, I went ahead and I spoke to Dr. Tijerina on this, I'm gonna go ahead and allow the team to present, and then I guess we'll have some interaction on what the board wants to do with it. Dr. Tijerina?
Marisol Rodriguez Tijerina, I'm going to refer this item to Mr. Albert Chavez, who's going to demonstrate a template that we have going on so far that hopefully we get to launch.
Soon.
Really
Soon.
yes.
And I guess I'll start off, Madam Chair. I brought this item and I spoke to Dr. Tijerina, and I think it's something that we as a board have discussed in the past, to be able to say that we need to be up to date on a website, you know, that it links to smartphones, Android, iPhones, and it's user friendly. I at times I go into the website and I still find it very difficult to be able to find, or it's not user friendly. So the reason why I brought this was because a student, I ran into a student, and the student himself went ahead and told me that, you know, it's very hard to be able to look up information, you know, on our website. And being how we are so tech driven, I think it's very important that we push on making sure that we have a very good website that would link you to any type of department you want to go to, if it's financial aid, if it's admissions, brochures, you know, even the president's office, you know, even if they want to get a hold of us as trustees. I think that it's very important that this website is very user friendly for, you know, any type of individuals that want to log on or anything like that. So, Mr. Chavez, if you want to present.
Good evening, members of the board, Madam Chair, and College Administration. For the record, Albert Chavez, Senior Director of Information Technology. When I started working here at Laredo College on September 1 of 2021, I was given a list of high priority items that needed to be addressed, the website being at the very top. I got the background information on where the college had been with the progress. I worked with the administration, and one of the first things that I did is we put together a committee of members representing various areas from the college, and also including 4 students that have been guiding us through the process. We spent September, October, November, the first part of the year, gathering all the requirements from the different areas and also from the students. We are using a consultant that is helping us put together the template. The consultant worked throughout the month of December and January to put all the requirements together and present us with a plan. The committee restarted again in February, and we have met a couple of times. And we are pretty close to finalizing the template for the new design, which I'm going to show you in a few moments. What I'm going to show you is not Photoshop, it's actually on a web browser. So this is a design that the consultant put together based on our requirements. And we are going to meet as a committee one more time to look it over again and make sure that it meets all of our needs. And again, if there's any input in this meeting, we will definitely incorporate it. And then the plan is in the month of April, the vendor is going to implement it in our web server, and then we're going to start the process of porting all of our content into the new website. And the goal is to go live late July, early August. And why so long? Because we have a lot of content on the current website that needs to be reviewed, and we're only going to port over the most recent information. Like Mr. Rangel mentioned, there is some outdated information on the website. So we will be working very closely with the content managers for the different areas and putting together pretty much almost content from scratch on the new website. And again, the goal is, and we're going to work as fast as possible to make it happen. So we would be finishing up late July, early August, so we can launch for the fall semester. Let me show you what we have so far. Again, this is on a web browser. This is not Photoshop. This is the website that we have put together. Again, please disregard the content. What you're seeing on the menu structure are just sample content there that has not been finalized. That is the next step for the committee to finalize. So for example, on the navigation bar at the top, we incorporated the logo. We have quick shortcuts to commonly used items that the students and faculty need access to, for example, passport. And down here, we would have the menus that can be used to navigate to the different areas. For example, the access for a new student to learn about the college is going to be at the beginning. Right now, we have the about. But just for design purposes, we just put placeholders in there so we can get an idea of what things are going to look like. So right down here, you're seeing an image. This is going to be a carousel that's going to rotate. And we are working with PR to have pictures of students and buildings. Right now, you're just looking at a building. But we are going to incorporate images that show campus life and so forth. So that will be at the top. And
Chair,
as
excuse
you,
me for interrupting. Madam Chair, may I?
Chair recognizes Mr. Martinez.
Madam Chair, the terminology that you have right underneath Laredo College, what kind of language is that?
for design purposes, usually what is common is you use a random text generator so you can incorporate wording. Again, these are just placeholders on the design. We haven't ported up any real information to it. So right now, the way the project was structured, phase 1 was gathering the requirements. Phase 2 is putting together the design. And then phase 3 is actually putting the content. So right now, what you're seeing are just filters. For example, the lorem ipsum, dollar, that's just basically
They're just letters.
placeholders.
Yeah.
Okay. Random word. Okay, thank you.
And that's our next phase. Again, the way that the project was divided, it was with a purpose. So because we didn't want to get tied in trying to identify what that box was going to say, we just wanted to see how the look and feel was going to be. And then on the phase 3 is where we're going to start filling in the actual data to the website, including putting the menus with the proper information. So we will be working with administration and the committee to identify what those menus are going to say and where students are going to lead. One of the things that the website's main intention is for marketing. So, you know, if a student wants to learn more about the college, they're going to come to the website and want to get access to that information. So we want to make it easy for them. A student that's already here, they're more transactional, so they're just going to use the quick links at the top to get to Passport or portal, to get to Canvas and so forth. So the primary purpose of the website is going to be for marketing. So that way, anybody that wants to learn about the college, the programs that are offered, we're going to make that information easy for them to
Madam
access.
Chair.
Very nice.
As we scroll
This
down,
is Mr. Lang.
Quick question. Will this new system come with an app to download to the smartphone?
yes, actually, it is not an app, but if you load this website on a cell phone, it actually reconfigures itself for the mobile device. So
So
the
then-
menu, as you see, goes up here, and now you have your navigation. So if you're on a tablet or iPhone or so forth, Android, it will resize itself accordingly. And depending on which, if you're looking at it portrait or landscape, it will resize itself automatically. It is going to be fully accessible, so anybody that is visually or audibly impaired, the website will function with all those programs, for example, JAWS, which is used as a screen reader in any other application. So it is going to be fully accessible. Or actually, as it is right now, the design is fully accessible. So once we start filling in the content, it will continue in that fashion. As you scroll down through the website, we have built different components. So these components are different action items. Again, the wording that's in there is just for sample purposes. So in this case, we just put in there information for future students, degree programs, campus visits. And I will also add that the order of the components that you're going to see may change on the final design. So right now, basically, we have put together all of our components that we wanted to see, but they're not in a particular order right now. On this next phase, as the committee is working on the content, for example, this one is just quick links. Down here, we are actually incorporating what is called a degree finder. And this is going to be an interactive system where I'm looking for a certificate, an associate's degree, or so forth. So if you select a bachelor's degree, for example, then it will give you a different field to study. And you go to explore programs, and it would take you to the page for that particular program. Again, if the committee decides that this should be higher, then we will move that up higher. Down here, another set of another component with different shortcuts. Again, in the example here, links for information of future students, current parents, current alumni. This component that here is for contact information. So if somebody wants to get a hold of us quickly, there's a link for setting up appointments online, which we currently do for various departments, calling us by phone or making an appointment or visiting us in person. Again, this one says degree programs, so this is very likely going to be used to showcase news articles from the PR department, which we currently have on the website. Right, instead of right now being a list, we will have photos and then captions, and then you can click on it to get more detailed information. Again, this would be another component that can be used to highlight anything that's happening in the campus. Down here, we just have some quick statistics. Very likely the statistic one is going to be much higher because you'll want to showcase that information to a future student. Again, #1 college in Texas and so forth, so that kind of information would go on that place. So again, what you're seeing is just different components that have been put together. And on this next phase, which will start next month, we're going to start filling in. And down here at the bottom, again, is where we have the legal, what I call the legal content, I mean, physical address of the campus, and different resources that are required by law for us to have there at the bottom. The second component that I'm going to show you is what the department pages are going to look like. So once you go to a department, the navigation bar changes a bit. You still have the same quick links and navigation menu, but now we incorporated what is called breadcrumbs, which basically is telling you where you're at. So right here, it'll tell you, for example, you're in the financial aid page. On the left side, we incorporated a navigation menu. So you can, that'll say, for example, apply for financial aid, you expand it, and you have all the information that you would need for that area and so forth. Again, some random content there. We're going to also incorporate some call outs to highlight information on pages. And we also are going to be incorporating what are called accordion menus. So this right here, you would have different highlights, and then you can click and expand it. Another item that was incorporated into the footer of every department is contact information. So if you're in the financial aid office, how do you get a hold of them? At the very bottom, every department is going to have this box that has the contact information for the area. And that is what we have in regards to our template. So again, the next phase, which is phase 3, is incorporating the content, which is going to take us about the 2 months to put everything together and make sure that we have up-to-date information, and then go live late July, early August.
Thank you.
Thank you. Very good. Very nice.
Chair recognizes Ms. Midas.
Thank you. A couple of things at the beginning when you started your presentation. Did I understand correctly that we're hiring consultants?
We have a consulting company that's actually doing the design for us.
Okay, and of course, obviously, there's a cost to this, or are they doing it for free?
No, there's a cost. There's a cost.
Cost to it. How much are we paying them?
40
Off the top of your head?
45,000.
45,000? Okay. As an anecdote, this happened to me just today. I mean, this afternoon, I was looking for someone in the business office, so I went to the website, I looked in the directory where you're looking for, I put the name, and whatever it says, person not found, does not exist. And I thought, when do we fire Mr. Vela? I mean, you know, when do we call we firing Mr. Vela? And then so I tried another name, And I went down the list of names that came to my head, not found, well, what the heck, where else can I go to find this information? And it wasn't user friendly, like you said, you know?
The new website is also going to incorporate a new directory. The directory that we have is manually updated. The new one is going to be tied into our student information system or our HR system, so we can have updated information for all employees of the campus.
Good, congratulations.
Chair recognizes Mrs. Ramos.
This is a question for you or Dr. Tijerina, but post-website implementation, will you be doing this with marketing so that it could be continuously updated and all the different departments? Because I search the directory a lot. So I'm always looking, if I'm looking for somebody, I go straight to it because I don't memorize all the numbers. But that definitely is a must. I mean, sometimes you'll find people that don't even work here and they're still in the directory. So that's one thing. The other day I did a presentation for my dual enrollment students and I was looking for the tuition and fees for the spring of 2022. They weren't available. I had to go with the fall of 2021. So I was trying to make a point to them about how important, and maybe your son already told you that I did that presentation. And I did a presentation on the cost effectiveness of return of an investment, and you know, the kids were all like, I don't know what you're talking about, but I think they got the gist of it because it was explaining to them how important it is to be able to go to the website. So I guided them to the website and I said, go to the website, you'll find out if you have to pay for a class, this is how much you're gonna have to pay. Unfortunately, I gave them fall 2021, so I was a little bit, you know, but I said, you know, just go to the website and you're gonna find the right amount, right? So I do know that this has been 6 years or more in the making, and I definitely am one of the many people who are looking forward to this final product. And I know I don't want to put too much pressure, but thank you for giving us this opportunity to improve the website because it speaks volumes about us and who we are as a college. So definitely this is going to come back and people are going to be want to get more information out of it. But I'm hoping we'll be there July 1st or August the 1st, whatever. I want to open it up the very first time that we get to see the new version. So thank you so much.
Yes, Chair recognizes Mrs. Vera.
I'm very impressed, and this is very long overdue. Because it is true, I've gone on to the website and it's been hard to maneuver on. And nowadays, it's all the young, everybody, not even young ones, old ones, everybody goes straight to websites and get information. So thank you so very much.
You're welcome. And to add just two more comments. So for example, one of the items that we're working on also as part of this is we're working very closely with the Associate Dean of Recruitment.
Good.
So we are going to revamp the recruitment page, which will be incorporated into the new design. So for example, instead of about right there, you could have a link, and I'm just throwing words right now, attend LC. And it would take you to a page where we have exactly the information that you were mentioning, everything about attending LC, financial aid, accolades of the college, and so forth. And to answer Mr. Rangel's question about the mobile app, to give you an idea of the workload that's going on, in January, thanks to the board, you approved the purchase of what is called the Lucid Experience Portal. The Lucid Experience Portal is going to have a mobile app that will be available to current students and faculty of the college, so that the Passport Portal, which is also in need of a refresh, we are working on revamping it too. So we do have the main website and the Passport Portal. So this fall semester, we will have some major changes to how current students and potential students are going to interface with Laredo College. As I mentioned again, in line with the comments with Ms. Ramos, this is our marketing tool. So I mean, we have to have the most up-to-date information. You know, when somebody goes to a restaurant and the restaurant doesn't look good, you know, what am I going into? So again, we do have to make sure that the presence of the college is where it needs to be. That's why we're working very hard to rework it and using this new design that we have gotten some good feedback from administration and from the board. We will finish the project and go live this fall semester.
Thank you.
Madam Chair, last question.
Chair recognizes Mr.
The
Rangel.
consultants, thank you. The consultants that you went and hired, what other institutions have they worked with?
The company is by the name of Cascade Factory. They're out of Austin, Texas, and they specialize in working with colleges and universities. Some of the clients are Texas A&M Engineering, Texas A&M, West Texas A&M University, and there's a couple of others outside of A&M that, I mean, they're a very popular company. Basically, the content management system that's behind this website is called Cascade CMS. And the company, because they specialize on that system, they call themselves Cascade Factory. So they are a very well-known company in the market, and they specialize in developing websites for colleges and universities.
I want to recommend that, like Ms. Ramos said, we'll be there, once you launch this. Please bring it to the board once you decide to launch it, so you could present this to us, as a final product, and now with not Russian words, Judge, but with the context that what we will be seeing, and that way we can also be help the college on saying, go to the website. And it's updated. Now go to the website. And we could be advocates to be able to help and say we have a brand new website, go to the website. It's very user friendly, smartphone friendly. So I do recommend that you bring it to us right before you launch that, so we could be able to look at it.
Most definitely. And also, the committee that was put together has working really good towards this project. There's a total of 16 of us. And you may say that's a large group, but the group has been working very well. And our plan is to, even after we launch the website, we're going to continue meeting and making enhancements to it. So we're not going to launch something and just forget it until somebody complains that it's broken. No, we will continue meeting and making enhancements to it as a committee. So we do have, again, the representatives from the students in the various areas of the campus. So what you're seeing today is the efforts of a group of 16 folks that represent various areas of the college. And it was not something that was developed by one department and nobody has seen what it is until today. On the contrary, we have been working really close as a committee, and the efforts are what you're seeing today.
Good job.
Thank you.
Chair recognizes Mr. Martinez.
Thank you. Just as an observation, again, I certainly want to compliment you with this, quite impressive. To be honest about it, more and more, the telephone directory is starting to become obsolete. To be honest about it.
So sad.
If you were looking for information, normally you go to the computer or you go to your cell phone, and rather than using the telephone directory. So I really want to compliment you on this impressive presentation, and as already been acknowledged by Mr. Rangel, once you eliminate the Russian terminology that is here,
We'll be able to read it.
please inform us as to exactly what you have in addition to that before it is officially submitted for final print or final work. Okay?
Most definitely. And if you like, we can come back in May and provide you with an update. I think that'll give us enough time to show you some more progress.
Yeah.
If that's something that you would like, we can definitely
That'd
come
be
back.
nice.
That's fine.
In May, or maybe, no, probably May more appropriate. That'll give us some time to fill in some content, and we won't have the Laura Mips and the Laura sit there in the face.
Sounds good.
Thank you.
Excellent.
Now, in your committee, did you have students, faculty, and everybody included in the committee?
We have representatives from academics, student life, deans of the different colleges, Then we have 4 students that were selected by student activities for the community.
Okay, real good then. Any other questions?
Henry. Honor.
Recognizes Dr. Carranza.
Well, I'm gonna say it was a good presentation and good for keeping us awake and,
Very good.
You're welcome. No, again, we'll provide you an update in May in our progress.
That's nice.
And we will launch this fall semester with new presence on the main website and also for our student portal that is used for accessing all of our resources like Canvas and registration and so forth. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chavez.
Thank you.
Do we need to approve it? No.
No.
Thank you. Next item is 10A, enrollment update, Ms. Andrea Lopez.
Good evening, Madam President, members of the board, Dr. Tijerina, LC administration, and the meeting attendees. For the record, my name is Andrea Lopez, and I am the Associate Dean of Enrollment Management and Student Success, and I am here tonight to present an enrollment update. I want to share our Second Start enrollment numbers. The Second Start began March 21st, and this is an 8-week, these are 8-week courses that are offered the second 8 weeks of the semester, and they're ideal for students who come in maybe the first week of class or even later on in the registration period. And it's ideal because it gives them an opportunity to not miss out on any days of instruction. And so this has been very successful, at least in my opinion. And I want to thank our instructional leadership and faculty because as you can see from the chart, we have been increasing the number of course offerings. And with that increase also comes an increase in the total enrollment. Now it is duplicated because we have students that may be taking, some of them, a full course load of the Second Start. But that is still a very healthy enrollment. And so I'm very excited to share those numbers with you. I also want to mention that we will be opening Maymester and summer registration on Tuesday, April 19th. So that's right around the corner. And we will also be opening fall registration on Monday, May 9th. I also have an update to share about continuing education and our Q3 enrollment. As it stands today, we have 343 students enrolled, and I know that may seem a little bit alarming to see the decrease in enrollment. However, we don't need to sound any alarms just yet. We just started Q3. We still have 2 full months of courses that will be offered, and so the recruitment efforts continue. And we have received the very nice brochure of all the catalog of courses for continuing ed. And so our advisors, as they are meeting with students, we also make them informed of the different continuing education options that we have for them. I also want to mention that there were some incentives that we were able to offer last year that were related to the pandemic and COVID-19 that we may not be able to offer this semester or this quarter at as large at the scale that we did last time. And so that might also attribute for some of the difference in the numbers. Currently, the top 5 programs or courses with the highest enrollment are criminal justice, import-export management, child development, accounting, and dental assisting and assistant courses. And lastly, I do want to highlight some of our March, April student events. This month, our counseling team did partner with our very own kinesiology and wellness department, along with Erica Lopez of the City of Laredo Health Department, to host a girl talk and a guy talk. And these were talks that focused on mental health, nutrition, STDs, STIs, preventative information, substance abuse. And they were well attended. We had 52 females who attended the girl talk and 30 males who attended the guy talk.
And so with these type of services, even if we can reach one person, that's already making a very significant impact. And so we were more than thrilled to see so many faces, and this was a Zoom, both of them were Zoom presentations. And so we certainly are collaborating with our kinesiology and wellness team along with the city of Laredo health department so that we can continue to provide more of these type of events for our students. I also want to mention that we will be having a career expo, hosting a career expo on Wednesday, April 13th from 1 to 5 in the Executive Conference Center. Currently, we do have about 19 employers who have agreed to participate at this expo. We did reach out to about 50, and so we're still waiting on some confirmations. And we will also be providing virtual workshops for students, one in resume building and the other in interview tips. As of today, we had about 30 students who had registered for one or both. So we're very excited about that, and we're continuing to spread the word to increase awareness of the event and hopefully have a very good turnout. I do want to also mention that we hired our career coordinator last month. And so it's really only been a month's time that she has had to put everything together. So I'm very proud of her, Ms. Fabiola Rodriguez, along with Ms. Rebecca Herrera, who is the director of the Advising Career and Transfer Center, along with all of those in the Advising Career and Transfer Center who have lent their support, our administration, who is Dr. Fred, who has provided a lot of support and guidance. And so we're very excited to kick off our first Career Expo in quite some time. I think it's been 2 years that we haven't had a Career Expo. And that is all that I have for you tonight. I'll entertain any questions if you have any.
Good job.
All right, thank you.
I just have a question. Do we have a booklet on the adult education? On what courses that we offer?
I'm not in the book.
I know we just spoke about the website. It's kind of difficult to get in there and try to get the information, so do we?
Marisela Rodriguez, Tijerina, for the record, it is posted on our website, so.
Try to find it.
Yeah.
Try to find it. Well, I know that, I've been called on it, so.
The challenge is trying to find it. So
Right.
we recognize that, but they can certainly call either the adult education department or continuing ed as well. But we do have flyers posted throughout the LAMA as well. And the Kaizen, and they're located at the Eloy Garcia.
Okay. Chair recognizes Dr. Fred Solis.
Fred Solis, Vice President for Student Success and Enrollment. As it relates to continuing education, which is a non-credit programming, there is a schedule that they publish and put out for the quarter. And as Ms. Andrea mentioned earlier, since we're just beginning Q3, those courses are just materializing now. But that is available in print form as well. And so they can either go to the website or pick up one of those schedules that's spread out throughout the campus.
Chair recognizes Mrs. Ramos.
I would like to offer a suggestion because I know there's places where we can place these little booklets. But like if you put them at the county, you ask, of course, before, but people are looking for classes that they need to take. And certainly even at the schools, if we can get some of those, if possible, so that way there's more connection to the dual enrollment students too.
Yeah, they have their list of places that they do visit and drop off. I just don't know what it looks like right now, but yes, they do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Chair, if I may, Marisela Rodriguez, Tijerina, for the record, if you go to our website and you click at the top under instruction, just so the public can hopefully hear, you click then on community education. And then there's adult education, continuing ed, and cosmetology. So when you click on continuing education.
But if you click on adult education, does it give you the courses?
No.
So for continuing ed, here are the quarter schedules that Dr. Fred is talking about.
Okay.
And then adult, sorry.
I thought adult was GED.
It's also ESL.
It's ESL.
ESL and GED.
Ms. Karina? Chair recognizes Ms. Elizondo. Right now or earlier? In about probably 10, 15 minutes?
Okay, all right, I was listening, but I think you're, okay. Thank
Okay,
you.
you're welcome.
But certainly with the new website, we agree on behalf of LC administration, faculty, staff, students, this is a project that definitely needs to get done. And we're making our full effort to devote, even if we have to lock ourselves for days to get it done, we will.
Or they were looking for like a computer class.
It should be under continuing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Show that there. If you click on the, you can view the schedule.
Go up.
So that's the
Right
one that
there.
you pass out.
Okay.
There it is, Excel,
Okay.
there.
Perfect.
Management,
Thank you.
education, yeah.
Thank you.
But in the meantime, board members, as you know, just let me know and I'll quickly send you the link in the meantime that we get this going. But
Thank you.
Shared with the advising team, so this is what we hand out to students when they come in and they have questions.
Very good.
Thank you. Any other questions?
No, ma'am.
I'll just make a comment. Before technology, they used to have pamphlets or little books,
They still
and that
do?
was in that old days.
Yeah, the pamphlet is passed out.
Yeah, but it was a little bigger. a little nicer. Well, you know, it was a lot-
Thank you, Ms. Lopez.
There were dinosaurs.
Next item is we have the Laredo College Alumni and Friends Association 75th Anniversary Photography Contest. Ms. Jackie Levin Ramos.
This is an invitation for all board members, faculty, staff, and administrative staff to visit at the library. Next week is Library Week, and so we conducted a contest, a photography contest. We collected over 75 pictures, and they're all in a mural that was created by Mr. Peña and with the help of Mr. Guerrero also. And we will continue to collect pictures throughout the year to commemorate our 75th anniversary. Tomorrow is the proclamation. So we invite everyone to go to the library to go see the mural that has been created out of all the pictures that were submitted. There is going to be other opportunities, so we will continue to receive pictures, and we'll probably by September, depending on what is the next step for us to do for the celebration, is probably make a video of all of the pictures that have been turned in by people from the community. And we had a lot of nice pictures from our staff, a lot of nice pictures from our alumni, people that were, you know, they were here a long time ago. But we are still continuing to look for other pictures. And hopefully there's somebody out there that has pictures from 1947, 1948, 1949. So if they share them with us or we scan them, you know, we can always put them together so that we can see how the college has progressed and has, you know, come so far. So it was a really nice opportunity to involve the community in this celebration. So nothing to vote on, just notification.
Any questions?
Just the only comment, Ms. Mattis just mentioned that she has a cheerleading picture of her at 10 years ago. So I told her to bring it, I told her to
Submit it. Submit the picture.
There are several, you mentioned,
I've seen a
actually,
yearbook.
yearbooks, exactly.
Yes.
that are available. I'm sure that they should be in the library.
Yes.
So you've been able to review them?
Yes.
Oh, excellent. I'm glad.
We want
I'll
more
let you know,
pictures.
because I'm there with used to play tennis. I'm there with the.
Oh, okay. We have a lot of pictures at the library. They wanted to put more pictures in, so.
Good night.
Yes, the chair recognizes Ms. Bella.
If I remember correctly, Dr. Lalina, remember, Ramon?
Yeah.
He collected pictures and he had a multitude of postcards and all sorts of pictures. But he might get in touch with him. He's having heart surgery tomorrow, though.
Yeah, I'll ask Ms. Rodriguez, the librarian.
Yeah,
reach out to
see, he might have something for school, because he liked all that.
You liked all that?
Oh, yeah, he loved it.
Thank you.
Next item, 11, executive session. We have two items. 11A, discuss new proposal relating to athletics program personnel, including the re-implementation of the Laredo College Athletics Program. Closed session discussion pursuant to Texas Government Code Sections 551.071 and 551.074. And then we have 11B, closed session discussion with the college president pursuant to Texas Government Code Section 551.074 regarding the employment, reassignment, and duties of certain employees due to a reorganization.
Motion to go to executive session.
So I have a motion. I'm sorry? Yes, okay, before.
Reschedule this topic for the next, scheduled board meeting for April the 4th. Unfortunately, I'm out of state, and it's very hard for me to be able to engage via phone. So I would like to offer consideration to postpone this item for our next available meeting, if possible.
So I have a motion to or postpone this meeting or this discussion to another meeting.
Madam Chair.
Oh,
I
excuse me?
apologize. Madam Chair, if I'm in order, there's already a motion on the floor and there's already been a second to go into executive session.
Oh, okay. So, Ms. Elizondo, there was already a motion and a second to go into executive session to go ahead and discuss it. So once we're in executive session, Mr. Muir, then we discuss the item.
Yes, if the board votes to go into executive session, you would discuss the item in executive.
Okay, so let me complete the vote, Ms. Elizondo, and then depending on the vote. Can you hold on for us a minute? Okay. So I have a motion by Mr. Rangel. I have a second. Who is the second?
I think it was JD.
Oh, Mr. Delgado, to go ahead and go into executive session. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Raise your hand so I can make sure I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so I have 6, 4. Do I have any against? So motion carries, Ms. Elizondo. We're going to executive session to discuss it. Okay? So you'll hang up and then call back. So executive session at this time, we're going into executive session. The time is now 7:49 and the board will adjourn into executive session pursuant to sections 551.071 and 551.074 of the Texas Government Code to discuss agenda 11A and 11B. Thank you.
Yeah, you're at fault.
Dry skin.
All right.
Make us a cheerleader.
Yeah, both, everybody's here.
Jackie, where did you go? I'm very sorry.
No, you're not, only sometimes.
Only sometimes.
Okay. Do I have to take my papers?
I'm good.
It is 8:54, and we're reconvening from closed session. And the board took no action in executive session. Will take appropriate action on items if necessary as discussed in closed session. The first item is 12A, approval of the new proposal for the re-implementation of the Laredo College Athletics Program with the possibility of disbanding one or more athletics programs. Do I have a motion?
I have a motion, ma'am.
The chair recognizes Ms. Ramos. Ms. Ramos?
I have a motion. I move that the board adopt and approve option 1 for the re-implementation of the Laredo College Athletics Program, which involves implementing esports and disbanding the women's and men's tennis, soccer, softball, baseball, and volleyball programs. This is for option 1.
So I have a motion for option 1. Do I have a second? I have a second by Dr. Carranza. Any discussion? None heard. All in favor?
Aye.
Can I get everybody to raise your hand? Judge Martinez?
Yes.
Again, okay. So we have 7, 4, and 1 against. So motion passes. 12B is possible non-renewal of employment contracts of Laredo College Athletics Program, personnel in relation to the re-implementation of the Laredo College Athletics Program. Do I have a motion?
Madam Chair.
Chair recognizes Mrs. Ramos.
I move that the Board of Trustees non-renew the employment contracts of the athletics program contracted employees identified in executive session as part of the disbanding of the sports programs identified in the previous motion.
So I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Dr. Carranza. Any discussion? None heard. All in favor?
Aye.
So I have 7, 4, and I have 1 against. Motion carries. 12C, employment, reassignment, and duties of certain employees due to a reorganization. Do I have a motion?
Motion to approve as what was presented in executive session.
Chair recognizes Mrs. Ramos.
No.
Oh, Ms. Hyde.
Okay, sorry.
I'm looking at her. Sorry. Mrs. Hyde. It is a senior moment, I agree. So I have a motion, I have a second by Mr. Delgado. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? 1 opposed. Motion carries.
My apologies on the reorganization and employment. Yeah, I stand corrected.
Okay, so you approve? Okay, so we have 8 yes on the approval, so motion carries. Next item is the president's report, campus police, personnel, travel, and other reports.
Marisela Rodriguez Tijerina, for the record, they're in your packet. I do want to add, Next meeting, what we're missing is a potential, a special board meeting, April 7th. So the agenda items should be sent out, so I apologize, it was not listed there. But want to remind the board, please come tomorrow to our proclamation as we celebrate Community College Month.
And that's at 11 o'clock.
At 11 o'clock in front of the Erie Library.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Tijerina. Next item is next meeting dates. We have Monday, April the 4th. And at 5 p.m., the special board of trustees meeting. Tuesday, April the 5th, at 5 p.m., special board of trustees meeting. Wednesday, April the 6th, 5 p.m., special board of trustees meeting. The next one is Thursday, April the 7th, at 5 p.m., special board of trustees meeting. And then Thursday, April 28th, 2022 at 6 p.m., the regular board of trustees meeting. Any questions?
No, Madam Chair, to adjourn.
Okay, I have a motion by Mr. Delgado and a second by Mr. Rangel. All in favor? Aye. Motion any opposed?
Nobody.
Motion carries. Meeting adjourned. Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
That cheerleader.